all about it. If you are watching this and it's recorded because it was originally live, hop into about 2 minutes in. That's roughly how long it takes YouTube to tell people that we're live and for them to hop in and everything else. In the meantime, I'm going to load it up on my laptop and I'm going to show you a couple of things before we jump into today's tutorial, which I'm super excited about because we're going to make something really fun. And I got some cool techniques to share with you and things. So if you love coloring, if you love your alcohol markers, all those kinds of things, you're not going to want to miss out on today's tutorial. I'm really excited. So I'm holding it in my hand right now. I'm going to put it in the tripod when we come back into the craft room. But I have something cool to share with everyone once they jump on and everything. Hey, Kim, welcome. Hello, everyone who's starting to join us. Welcome. Hey, Barbara. How is everyone today? I'm trying to do things one-handed. It's going great. So we've been super busy here at the Hollow. We have all orders fulfilled. The entire store right now is 25% off until midnight PST tonight because I have to take inventory and I have to retire some things so that we can launch our Christmas collection at our holiday retreat next week. And if you don't have a ticket for the holiday retreat, it's $1 minimum to join. That's it. You just go and you can go to classes and it's called like holiday retreat by donation or something like that. So you literally can pay $1 and join us next weekend for a whole day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to craft all day long. I've got an awesome new holiday collection to share with you, and I'm super, super excited. But the first thing I want to share with you, so you can see the craft room here behind the scenes. I'm kind of scared to show you my house because it's a mess, but we've been busy packaging and doing all the stuff. But I wanted to share with you some stuff I've made for Tilly's birthday because tomorrow is Tilly's 10th birthday. We're in double digits. So here is her birthday table. She obviously hasn't seen it yet. She won't see it till tomorrow. But we got balloons and her gifts. And these are the best cookies in the world. If you've never tried them, they're Jamila confections. You can get them on Etsy or you can get them. I think she does them through her Instagram, Jamila Confections. If you've never tried these, they're the best cookies. They're Tilly's favorite. She hand makes them. They're called Mamoul cookies. They're like a shortbread with date in. And she's the sweetest person. So she made those for Tilly for her birthday. And then I also made her a Cindy Lou Who cocoa bar. We got wicked stuff here. And then look at these cute little favor boxes I got and I made for her birthday, and they got stuff inside. And I had to lace every single one. Thank goodness I thought of a darning needle. But look, Jamila made her these Dubai chocolate cookies. So it was a special thing just for Tilly. But I'm sure if you message her, I know she ships them everywhere and they're amazing and all those things. So we did that. I made the cake. I will post pictures on Instagram tomorrow. And I also have a sign to go in the yard and some fun decorations for her party. We're having it at the skating rink, of course, because you know Tilly is all about her skating. So stay tuned for that info tomorrow. So I will share that for those of you who want to see what's happening with Tilly's birthday. But we're actually going to make something for Tilly's birthday today because what mum would I be if I didn't make something? I didn't make her card. Let me show you what we're going to do. So let's put you guys on here. This. Why won't this open? It's stuck. There it goes. So, welcome to the craft room. So I got this frame at Dollar Tree, which is what we're going to work with today. And we're going to make something to go in it because I wanted to have a keepsake. So we're going to use the Labubu stamp set. So if you want some hints and tips on coloring your Labubus, I'm going to do this one right here because I think they'll look super cute in the middle here, and then put underneath keep being magical. So that's what we're going to make today. So let's open this up. Oreo, go lay down. Orio's been like right behind me all day. I don't know what is up with him. So it will fit this way. So I just have to do 4 inches. So these stamps are available in the store. And right now, this is called Monster Hugs. It's available at, I'll put it in the link, Hedgehog Hollow store.com. And right now the whole store is 25% off. So it's the perfect time if you want any glitters, any inks, anything, everything's on sale until midnight tonight. I need a paper trimmer. Oreo, move. Thank you. So I have my big one right here because we've been using the other one for some secret projects. My piece here, make sure it fits. Almost perfect. Okay, so thanks, Deb. I always do a table and then I go to Dollar Tree and I get like a ton of balloons and I do all that kind of stuff. And it's been like a tradition. I used to do, in our old place, we had an entryway as you came down the stairs. And so I used to do like 25 balloons and you had to walk through it like a jellyfish. It was really fun. So that's what I used to do. But this is our new tradition. So I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to do, because you know she is my Labubu queen, our little monsters inspired by Labubus. And I'm going to stick them right in the middle. And then underneath, I'm going to do keep being magical. It's going in a frame rather than a card. There's also an accompanying stamp set, which is all monster themed sentiments. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay. And I'm going to use my Remarkable Black because we're going to color it in with our alcohol markers. And isn't it nice to have a nicely inked black ink pad again? Now we have the re-inkers back. Okay, smush it down. They're so cute. I'm going to do them a second time. Just a couple of bits. So the Remarkable is alcohol marker friendly. It is, you can use it with watercolors. It's a hybrid base, so you can use it with everything. Okay, so let's see how we did. Perfect. Look how cute they are. Let's clean up our little stamp here. Prime time Squid Buster. So I'm just using, I'm going to just tip this over here, Squid Buster on our little towel. And you see like how well that cleans off and how easy it cleans off. And I'm using the pumpkin spice, which will be retiring at the weekend. So if you love your pumpkin spice, you can grab it before it goes. Hey, Lola. All right, so there's our stamps. So I'm going to take this out of here. And I'm going to give it a quick blast with the heat gun just to make sure it's nice and dry. Hey, Olivia. So I just showed Tilly's birthday table, so you can skip back and see that. And I just stamped these out. I'm grabbing a piece of, okay. So this is our special printer's paper, not printing paper, printer's paper. And it's designed to absorb ink. And when we're alcohol marker coloring, we put it underneath so that we get a really nice even thing and nothing bleeds out as well. So I'm going to put that underneath and I'm going to grab out some of my favorite alcohol marker colors. And I'm going to do one in pink. So RV81. I don't know what we've got. None of my alcohol markers are in color order right now. So we're just gonna make it work. I'm grabbing out some pink ones because Tilly's a pink girl like her mum. And I'm going to start with my R81. Hey, Cece. So I'm going to start working on this one here. Okay, so we're going to start with this. So this is our first layer. And we want to saturate our colors. And they have like little beige face and blushed cheeks. So that's what we're going to be going for in a minute. But first we're going to do our pink layer. And the first layer of color you put down, so I'm using R81 here, which is kind of like, what ones did I get? Oh, the macaron collection of the Boo-Boos. This kind of reminds me of that. So that's what I'm going with as like my inspiration. We have a pink one and we have a mint one. So I'm going to color both of those as her little collection here. Oh, you have like the tie-dyed one, Carmen, or you have a pink one and a blue one? We have one Big Into Energy that's real. We have a few Lafufus from the Big Into Energy. And then we have two macarons that are real. And then I ordered the ones that still haven't shipped. And I have two Take a Seats that are real. But I've been lucky with the app. So this kind of reminds me of that macaron color. I think I did a pretty good job of picking that color out there. So let's see how back. So we want the back to look almost just like the front. So you see how nice and saturated that is, apart from maybe like right here. And this ink doesn't bleed or move, which is really nice. So I like to just kind of have myself like a little swatch on the side here. So R81, I don't have any, I have 83. And then I'm going to need something darker. I think we'll use that. So I'm going to use R81, R83, and RV95. So that's what we're going to go with. So first I'm going to just like firm up a little bit of where these are. I wasn't a fan in the beginning, but kind of I'm like starting to get with the program. So I'm going to start adding some of my shading. I'm going to do their faces last, I think. And I've made Tilly's cake and everything, so I will post all the pictures. It's a two, hopefully she's not watching this. I don't think so. She only just got home from school. So I made her a 2-tier cake. The top tier has a roller skate on it. And it is, the bottom half is a copy of the Publix Taylor Swift cake that they just came out with, like the wedding collection they came out with when she announced her engagement. So you see I have my pen very vertical. And doing some nice little strokes in here. I feel like there'd be some good shadows in here. And then I'm just going to kind of just pull it in a little bit at the top there. And then we're going to do the same down here. And I'm going to show you how to get that little furry texture in a minute. You're going to love this little trick. We're feeling much better. Tilly still has a little bit of a cough, but nothing compared to what we had. Look how cute these are. So there's my little first macaron. Hey, Heather. First little macaron here. I think she came out really cute. That one's dry, dry, dry. I had one that was working. There it is. Okay, so that's the first one. And now I'm going to grab, she has a mint one, but I don't know if I have like the right. I need to do my swatching so I know what I've got. Trying to see if I can like put together a cute combo. I think this is as close as we'll get. Let's see. So this is a G00, G12. I feel like that kind of looks a little bit like him. I like that a bit more, so we'll get rid of that one. That one's dead. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to start off with this as my base. So this is J00. So that's going to be my base. I have a little bleed in here I have to deal with at the end. But overall, we did pretty good on the bleeding because we had our printer's paper underneath. And we have this in the store. So if you want to get it to go under the coloring, we have it. This is so cute. Hey, babe. No, we're making this for Tilly's birthday to go on the table. He's seen all the table and everything. I was sending him pictures all day and the cakes and everything that we made. So then we're going to check the back. So you see how I have that nice impression in the back. So that's going to give me a nice smooth blend when we start adding our contrast colors. So now I'm going to go in with, this is the YG41. Give a nice little kind of round tummy like they have. That's true. They do give you kind of a nice little hint of where to color. Okay, so then I'm going to use a little bit of G21. This is just like the perfect coloring for her other little macaron. This is perfect. She do wants a rainbow tie-dye, but it's hard to get. Let's go back with our lightest shade here. I just want to like smooth this out a little bit. So before I do the face, I'm going to add the fur, and then we're going to come in and do the face. So we have a really cool technique for the fur, and I'm going to fix my bleeds and everything afterwards as well. So we have a texture effects cloth in the store. So here's my texture effects cloth. And thanks, babe. You just cut off a piece, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces because, hey, Michelle, I don't really want to contaminate the colors. So I'm going to just move this to the side when I do this bit. So this is our special elixir. So this is a blending solution elixir to use with your alcohol markers, okay? So you just put a little bit on the cloth like this, and then you go in, and with your texture effects, you just press, okay? That's all you're going to do is press. And I use one for the pink, and I'm going to use another one for the brown, the green even. And I'll lift it up in a second so you can see. But you see all of a sudden now, it looks furry. So because of the texture of the cloth and that special elixir that we have, you see how cute they become? And it's like the perfect fur texture. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to learn fur coloring techniques. You don't have to do anything. We covered this a lot in our fur coloring class the other day. So this is like the quick version of it, but you see how cool this is. So it's really, really easy to use, and it gives you that instant fur. And we can use it with lots of other things as well. I'm also going to grab a little So I'm just going to put a couple of drops of this on my surface and pick it up with my paintbrush, which is not clean. That's what I wanted to check first. Let's find a clean one. And it comes in such a pretty bottle too. So it comes in these colored bottles, which is gorgeous. And they're all different colors, like it comes in a rainbow. So what I'm taking is a little bit of that blending solution on a clean flat brush. And I'm going to dedicate this one just to blending solution. And you very carefully just take it and push those bleeds black in. Like literally, I'm pushing the ink back over the black line. And you want to do a little bit at a time. You can always go in and add more. So I like to start off with just a little bit. And it'll look like it's watermarked your paper, but that will dry as soon as it evaporates. And you see how I'm just very gently, slowly working. It's a little bit of patience, but it's like this magic eraser solution for alcohol markers. I'll get you the link to it in a second while mine's drying, because I'll need it to dry before we go in and do the faces. So you see how I'm literally just taking the solution and pushing my ink back over the lines. And so you can just tidy out your images. Like if you get little bits that you don't want where it is, You just take this and you scrub gently. And you can always go back in. Like if there's a bit you're like, oh, actually, I want a bit more of that. Just go back a second time. Like here. Sorry for the guys outside the window if you can hear them. My neighbour's painting the outside of his house and they're out there. So it's pretty neat and tidy. So you see how I just pushed all those little areas in as well? And it's super easy. So let's grab out some face. We're going to use some E's. E42. We really need to organize these back into order. Maybe something like these. Let's see what we got here. And this is why I like having this piece, because I can also just like test out colors. Make sure they're kind of in the, that one's a little bit dark. I could rather have, oh, that one's dead. Let's see if either of these do it for us. Maybe. Too much. Okay, so we're going to start with our, let's see, E50. And so I do this too, is I do them in order. They're not necessarily in the right color order, but then that's the way I'll lay my pens out, so I know that that's the color that each one is. And I think for my cheeks, we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this. That's my E50. So I'm going to color in my face, nicely saturate it. And I'm not worried about the bleeds into the face because they have fur that comes into the face. So that kind of, you know, that's fine for me. And then I'll add some shading. And I'm going to do something cute for the teeth. I just have to go grab something we need. I'm going to go back in with my 50. So I really like that shading. And then I'm going to do something cute in their cheeks here because I have these like super blushy cheeks. Too, that's a bit heavier than I wanted. So let's pull some of that color out. See, because it's nice and saturated, you saw how I blushed it too much, but I could pull that color straight out because I already had all that saturation in there. So I can very easily go with a lighter color and soften that little blush. Now, they have these cute white teeth, and I want to use some of our white. I don't have one I made myself yet with the right tip, unless we have one bonus one, which I don't think we do. I think I sent them all out. I have a black one. I don't have a white one. So this is the elixir. So this is the ink-spired elixir marker blending solution. So that's how it comes in the pretty thing and everything like that. And then we have this really cool stuff, and we have all sorts of colors coming. So this is our ink-spired highlighter, and this is the Eclipse black one. So I wanted to show you how they actually come before I use mine. That's not how they come. So you get a thicker brush if you want to replace it. But inside, they have a super, super fine brush for you to add your highlights, okay? So I'm going to use my white one, but it only has the thick brush in it. So I'm going to use this little fine paintbrush because this is my test one, as you can see. So it doesn't have a brush in it at all. I'm actually just going to tip a little bit out for my purposes, just because this is not the couple of drops out here. And the metallic ones and stuff we have coming are so pretty. Like, I can't wait. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and it's a highly pigmented black, but you see it's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it's designed for you to add highlights. We're going to add some highlights in here in a second. I'm just going to do their teeth as well, because their teeth are pretty white. I'm loving how this is coming out. It's so pretty for her birthday. So I'm going to just add, like I would add, yeah, great for splatters. So the thicker brush you could definitely use for splatters. I'm going to add some detail in their ears. I'm trying not to smudge it because I'm a lefty. But you see, it just adds that little bit of extra detail. And particularly when it's furry. It just kind of helps you add like these little bits of texture. And it's like, it was really hard to get the consistency right. I actually had to make this because I tried to get people to make it for me, and I just couldn't get what I wanted. So I think Dr. Blush left. So on Sunday, I'm going to have to do a live, and I'm going to have to tell him not to watch because it's his birthday next Friday, and I have to send his birthday package on Monday. So Sunday, we're going to have to make his card as well. But aren't they so cute? Look at them. All right, they're nearly finished. So the next thing I want to do is I want to just kind of make them pop a little bit. So as cute as they look right now, they kind of float in midair. So I'm going to use some B52. And I'm going to add like a little bit in here, just so it kind of like isn't weird that they're just white between them. And then I'm going to, first I'm going to go with a really light color. Let's grab out, I have 0, 0. I thought there was a B triple 0. There's a B quadruple 0. Let's see how that one is. All right, this is our B quadruple 0. So I'm going to start with that. And the reason I start so light is this way I can kind of gauge where I want my shadow to be. And if it's not quite what I want, or it's a little bit too much or something like that, then I can always dial it back with my darker color. You see now how I just kind of using very light strokes, very light flicks. And then we just kind of feather it out with our lightest color. So now all of a sudden they're actually standing somewhere. They look like little friends who are standing. And you could stencil in clouds or really, you know, anything you wanted to. But there's one more thing I want us to do before we finish up this project. So let me just get rid of these. My marker's back. Okay, so if I can get my marker drawer closed, I want to grab out some alcohol ink, but I want my metallic ones, or my pearlescent ones, I should say. So let's go with, I'm going to use some pink shade, but I wanted, there's a light pink one. What's it called? Maybe it's here already. There it is. Enchanted. Something maybe into the teals, perhaps. Some silver alloy, maybe. What do we have? It's Envy, but I feel like Envy is too dark. Has anyone got any ideas? Something lighter, maybe? Sublime. Or maybe we'll just stick with pink and purple. There we go. So this is our frame. I'm going to move this to the side before I wreck it because I know me. So this is the frame that I bought at Dollar Tree, and it looks like wood, but it's actually plastic. Okay, so I'm going to grab out a dauber and some felt. And yeah, and we need some blending solution. And we'll see how this goes. I thought I had one with alcohol in it. I don't seem to have one here. Okay, so here's my little dauber. I'm going to put down some blending solution just so everything moves. I'm actually going to super quick. I should have done this before, but I didn't think. I wasn't thinking. Is I'm going to take out the plastic just so that it doesn't get anything on it. I'll just go back in with some blending solution. And I think I'm actually just going to use this on my fingers like this. Right, let's shake these up. My alloy, it's got like a little ball in it and it's stuck. Come on. Yeah. Okay. My alloy is not really activating the way I want it to. Let's see what other colors I've got here. I have some gold. And I'm going to grab out one of my spray bottles. And we're going to fill it with isopropyl alcohol so that we can do some fun techniques. I'm just going to fill this off to the side. It's going great. Right. Pop the lid in. So this one just has alcohol in it, nothing else. At least my house will smell clean. All right, so I'm going to start by just adding some of this like dusky pink, which is like the perfect pink, as you can see, to match our project. I also have my little blower here so we can really thin it. Figure out what we want to do in a second. Now I'm going to go in with some of this purple. And I'm trying to avoid the little bubbles up here. We'll see what we end up with. And I'm going to use some of the Pearl Enchanted. And I'm going to move it. Just kind of start moving it around a little bit. Need some more over here. I'll do a little bit of purples here. I'm actually going to just spritz it with my alcohol just to kind of give it some texture. And I always find it kind of brings out that shimmer a little bit too. So you can also just take your felt, spritz it with alcohol. And so I'm going to use it to kind of help me move some of this color. Even though it's going to be lighter, I don't want it to be like stark white. And so you can just kind of move the colors around. I want it to kind of look watercolory, not too like dense. And you're going to have lots of color on your felt. So you can always just go in and touch up. You can kind of start to see. And I think I want to add, I'd actually like to add a little bit of blue, I think. So let's choose out a nice little light blue. I think there's like sail blue or something that's nice and light. Pool. Let's put some pool. The problem with alcohol inks is you just don't know when to stop. You keep going and going and going. And I just lost my little blower thing. I had it in my hand and I put it down somewhere. And I don't think And I want to add some gold as like my final. So when I do the gold, because this is alloy, I like to put blending solution in it, like with it, because you see how it just kind of like moves it all straight away. And I'm going to put some on my felt. Like this. Oops. Put that out before Oreo gets it. And so I want to make these like little pearls look white gilded. Don't need to quite get so much of that. But that's the nice thing about alcohol inks is it's better. I wanted it much lighter. It came out too dark. What did I drop? I'm so scared to get these alcohol inks on my jeans too. I really just wanted it light pink and gold. That's what I should have just done, I think. So if you don't like what you've got, you can always go back. And I think what I wanted really was light pink and gold. This is far more what I was hoping for. It's much prettier. And there's a little bit of purple and stuff in there, it's fine. There we go. Far more what I wanted. You can see this is going to take a minute to dry. If you do it with a heat gun, be careful because this is plastic and it is alcohol ink, but you also can create some fun effects if you're careful. So I say do this like very carefully if you're going to do this. And then here's my white paint. Let's take a nice little flat brush. See what we've got here. So I'm taking my white that I just showed you, and I'm really dry brushing it. Remember, you can foil on the top of this. So if you wanted to add like a foil layer or a decorative layer, really whatever you want. I'm gonna kind of pick this up. And just so that dusky pink is kind of what we were going for. And so this actually matches Tilly's room. She went with like these cute preppy colors, as she called them. And I probably will add some vinyl to it as well with her name or birthday or I don't know, something cute on it. Woo! I'm trying to work in a tight little space. But I will add some vinyl to customize it for her. I just lost my white. And she just got a piece of artwork for a room that looks just like this. So it's gonna look. She'll probably be like, Mum, can you get some more photo frames like that for the rest of my pictures? I'd be like, sure, go watch the video and you can make them though. There's her cute little frame. And then we'll take her little Keep Being Magical guy. Plastic on top. Spin. As I say, this is just a Dollar Tree frame. I need to cut a smidgen off of it. Just a smidgen off the top. Here's a cute little guy. And I always put the piece of paper in just for a little bit of extra thickness. If I got it the right way up, maybe. Everyone's gone quiet. I bought another frame. I'm going to do a Halloween version of this, but it's a different type of frame. So there's her Keep Being Magical, framed for her room. And as I say, I'm going to add some vinyl or something to it to customize it. But there's her little frame from Mum for her birthday, so she has a keepsake. So that's it. So don't forget, 25% off the store until midnight tonight. So go grab your favorite things. And tomorrow we will probably not have a live. It's his birthday, but Sunday we have to do Dr. Blush's birthday card. So come join me for that as well. And thank you as always for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well if you're not already subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next video. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.